guys that at any time I could just start laughing and remembering something that happened that we've experienced together.
First of all, he's like a true waterman. Super, I call him a beast. He's a beast out there in the water. Really super knowledgeable, great guy to be out there with. Share great experiences, share the vision of getting barrel shots and just the camaraderie of being out there in the water. He's helped me out a lot with my photography. He's given me some pointers and stuff, and we genuinely like hanging out and having fun, talking story. But that's our playground out there. The ocean's the best, you know.
You know, with Aaron, it's just you never know what you're gonna get. We go out on just an average day, and he gets this unreal, awesome colored photograph that makes it look huge and whatnot, and it's like, you know, I think it's the eye, and Aaron has that eye.
I think it's cool. My dad does his own thing, what he loves, you know, not following everybody else.
I like most of his pieces just for the energy. The ones I have at my house is just, there's a lot of kinetic movement going on in the shot, and it definitely puts a good vibe in our living space.
Aaron was shooting flash in the barrel, and then it just turned into this full-on photo shoot, and she started doing these like big hair whips in the water.
Hi, my name is Aaron Goulding. I'm a professional photographer, and I reside in La Jolla, California. I got to do a lot of traveling at a very young age. I like to say that when I grow up, I can do whatever I want to do, and I did just that. I was able to play in a punk rock band and tour the world. I was a professional bodyboarder. I was able to live multiple lives and multiple lifestyles. Growing up was a bit challenging. For me, what helped keep me, you know, looking forward was the ocean. And I would just, when things got rough, I would jump on the bus. It was a straight shot up Brookhurst, and I would get to the beach and just find comfort in the ocean. I grew up in Orange County. You know, Orange County was like the mecca for punk rock, and of course surf and the beach and girls and the whole lifestyle. So it was a pretty awesome experience. I tried surfing really young, and I couldn't do it. Wasn't really big on it. So I fell in love with bodyboarding. I got barreled when I was like 15, and I couldn't stop telling people about it. So it stuck with me forever. I just kept bodyboarding. I had really good friends that bodyboarded, Jesse Okuda, Joe Foster, that I bodyboarded with, and these guys kept me, you know, always at the beach and positive vibes and trying to push to do better, and then eventually got into professional bodyboarding. I saw a lot of stuff growing up in the ocean, sunsets and animals, sea life, and traveling and seeing things that, you know, I always told myself, man, I wish people could see what I'm seeing. I'd say like around 1988. Me and a couple buddies, we would like trade off taking pictures of each other. Shooting photos back then was totally different. But what we would do is, my friend Taylor, you know, he had an SLR film camera, 35 millimeter. I think he was into Canon. He had a custom-made water housing. Whether it was in Mexico or Newport Beach at the Wedge or wherever we were just trying to get photos of each other. But I'll tell you something, shooting photos back then was way different. It was, because it was film, you were very careful on what you were taking a picture of. I mean, you only had, at the most, 36 of these suckers. So literally you waited for the right moment, you know, the lips coming over and snap. I had many mentors early on, you know, Joe Foster, Taylor Emick, Jesse Akuda, just to name a few. And then a handful of photographers that I shot with back in the day that taught me a lot of stuff. You know, I'd watch guys like Ron Romanowski, and I had guys I looked up to, you know, Brian Bielman, Flame, Aaron Chang. Even though it was years ago, I got all this experience and all of these mentors, I didn't really put all of that into perspective until about 2007. In 2007, I just took everything that I remembered. And I took my wife's camera and I just went nuts. She had a digital camera, and I started just trying to remember settings in my head and things that I used to do, and there was some trial and error, and I had already gone through it back in the late 80s, early 90s, but I kind of had to redo it with digital. So it was a lot of relearning how to use the camera and the excitement of knowing that, wow, I can see my photo now, and I could take it into a program and process the image myself, make it look how I see it, how I want other people to see what I see. What I'm looking for in a photograph when I'm shooting a portrait is my subject's soul. I want to see their soul coming out through their expression, through their eyes. So in 2009, I had some issues with my heart. I was out shooting one morning, started noticing I was getting some chest pains and shortness of breath. Basically ended up having to go and get 3 stents in a couple major arteries. One of my arteries was 90% blocked, the other was 50% blocked. The doctor the following morning after recovering was telling me that had I waited 24 hours, I might have had a fatal heart attack. It means the world to me to follow my passion. I mean, for me, what's the point of living if you can't do what you want to do? I'm very grateful to have my wife and my kids who are patient with me and who understand my love for living life to the fullest and living every moment as if it were the last. Misty, my wife, is very supportive about what I do. I'm actually really, really lucky. She knows that I thrive off the ocean and that I'm a grumpy guy if I don't get in the water. So that being said, she pretty much allows me to get in the water whenever I need to. She also knows that I operate a business, so I need to have the time to work on photos and need the time to go take the photos. So she's extremely supportive of that. And you know how they say behind every good man's a good woman, and that's definitely true in this case. Lots of love and lots of respect to my wife for understanding all the craziness that I go through, and she puts up with all of it, and it's a comfort knowing that I don't have to at least worry about somebody not understanding that. She's 100% supportive and understanding, and I couldn't ask for more support than what I'm getting. What shot's my favorite shot? Everything that I have on my website, everything that's in my studio, those are my favorite shots. I wouldn't say I have one in particular. All the ones that you see, those are the ones I love. Those are the ones that I connect with, that I feel represent what it is I'm trying to show you. So I lived like so many lives over, and then now I'm married again. I've got two beautiful babies, and I'm more enthralled in photography than I've ever been. What I remember the most was my mom. My mom would always pressure me telling me, Aaron, you need to get a 9-to-5 job. You got to go to college and you got to do this and that, which was great. That's what parents do. They should push their children to want more for themselves. But the reality of it was I wanted to live my life backwards. I wanted to retire young and work in my older age. I am working a lot more now, and I'm okay with that.
My personal definition of freedom is to be void of as many ties as possible, such as working 9 to 5, such as having to do things I don't want to do. I've tried to cater my life around my passions, and I've tried to make my passions somehow yield a revenue that I could exist. I don't have to exist in a mansion, just food, the basics, to continue doing what I love. And I mean, if I live that way, I'll die that way. That's fine. If I win the lottery, great, but I don't really care. As long as I can shoot, play music, and put hot sauce in Aaron's coffee.
The ocean plays a huge role in my life, not just my life, but now that I have a family, my family's life. And I was just telling somebody the other day, everybody in my family surfs. I have a pig that surfs. My dog's a dog surfing champion. I have 3 dogs, actually. All of them surf or stand-up paddle. For me to be able to get up every day, drive 2 minutes to the beach, if I don't do that, I freak out. If I have to go to do a project in Arizona for 3 days, my gills start to dry out and I start to panic. So the ocean is an everyday role.
It's just part of who I am, part of my being. If I'm not near the water or in the water, like for more than a week, I'm a miserable son of a bitch. It's not nice. I mean, like I said, the ocean just takes so much. Like I said, it's a detox, but it gives so much back. It just re-energizes you, invigorates you. It's an amazing place, and especially when you see that view, it doesn't take much. It only takes 1 wave to get that view, and it can last you a day, 2 days, 3 days sometimes. But I couldn't live without it, I'll tell you that.
I think it's really important for people to follow their passions, because I mean, what's the fun of doing something you don't like? You're just gonna be miserable, and you're just gonna, hate what you're doing. And so why not take the leap and do what you want to do and what you love? Just feel good and happy.
If you love what you do, money doesn't matter.